Hi everyone, it's Ashley from the CoEdition team. Thank you for joining us once again for another episode of On the Plus Side. Today, Jamie and I are going to be talking about something really juicy. We are having a conversation about plus size dating. So, without further ado, let me get that gal in here. Hi.
Hi.
I love that you wore red.
Yes, Avenue.
Thank you.
Hello, how are you? I'm going to turn you up. Hold on. Okay. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm pretty good.
That is fantastic. So I just told them before you came on that we are doing an episode on plus size dating. Now, everyone, this was all Jamie's idea. He came in hot, being like, let's talk about dating. I mean,
I love dating and I love matchmaking. So anything, like, I love talking about dating. I love matchmaking. Anything that has to do with that, I'm like, yes, let's talk about it.
you absolutely are into matchmaking. When we first started working together, you were trying to hook me up. I'm like, girl, no.
And it'll be anyone. I'm not even that good at it, but I'm like, yeah, what about him? What about him? And they're like, no.
Oh my gosh, it's the heart behind it and it's the thought that counts. Because
Exactly.
when you're in love, it's awesome, you know? So I understand you want everyone to experience that. So
Exactly.
So anyway, Jamie was like, let's talk about plus size dating. You know, Valentine's Day is this week, so it's the perfect time to do so. Jamie is in a much different position than I am. I will tell you straight off, I just got out of a 3.5-year relationship like a month ago. So, I mean, I'm guessing that this conversation, I'm going to come back to this conversation in like a couple of months when I'm like ready to get back out there to like review all the tips that we talk about today.
I like it.
Yes. So before we begin, a couple days ago on Instagram stories, I did post some polls and some questions just to see where our co-community was at in regards to plus size dating. And before we begin, I want to read those to everyone. So the first thing I asked was, what is your relationship status? And our gals, more of our gals are taken than single. 334 people said single and 614 people said taken. And then I said, for you single ladies, are you single and not looking? And 150 people said that. And then 238 people said single and ready to mingle. So, girl,
I have a lot of work ahead of me.
This video for you. Or if you're just needing some Thursday night entertainment, it's for anyone. And then the last, then the next one that I asked was, do you find dating to be more challenging being plus size? 540 people said heck yes, and 138 people said not really, which I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah, me too.
And then question poll about any of the below about dating. So the first option was being a fetish, and 99 people clicked that one. Being bigger than your partner, 183 people said that one. Feeling insecure about my body, 308 people chose that one. And the last option was none of these, I feel amazing, and 64 people chose that one, which made me really happy.
Yeah.
And so after those, we did open up the discussion and had people submit questions for us to answer. So I think that we'll probably do that at the end. everything is 100% anonymous. We're not going to mention anyone, so don't worry. But yeah, some people asked some really good questions.
Oh, I can't wait to hear.
Yeah. So, Jamie, how do you want to start this out?
Well, my question is, well, I know right now dating is a whole other ballgame with the pandemic and everything like that. But my question, because you just got out of a relationship.
Correct.
But before that, were you doing online dating or?
Yes.
How were you going about dating? Because you're in a city, so I think it can be harder and easier in a lot of ways to meet people in the city. You think, oh, there's so many people in a city.
Yeah.
You'll just meet someone so easily, but it's also, that can be really challenging too.
Meeting people organically for me was so challenging because, before I moved to New York, I was in musical theater and I worked in makeup. Two fields that didn't really have a lot of straight men, available. When I moved to New York, I joined Tinder because my older sister met her husband on Tinder. And I had also used Tinder before and had luck. I had like a 5-month relationship out of it. And so I was like, I joined Tinder and I met my last relationship literally 3 weeks after I moved to New York.
Crazy.
So, and he was the only person that I went on a date with. Date anyone else. I did not go see anyone, or I did not meet up with anyone else. And so I have not online dated for so long, and I have discovered that there's so many different options now. Back when I first started dating, it was maybe, I don't even think Tinder was around back when I started trying to date in college.
Yeah, same.
CoEdition and Match.com and Plenty of Fish or eHarmony, and I was I'm never paying for an online dating site. I'm a broke college girl, not
doing it.
So I think way back in the day, I did OkCupid. But honestly, when I was doing Tinder, the times that I had done Tinder, I think it's fun. It's just it's quick, it's not super time consuming. I think it's fun. But of course, in a perfect world, oh, hi, Julie, my old friend from North Dakota. Not old friend, but my friend I've had for a long time.
For a while. Yeah.
Anyway, oh my God, what was I saying?
Tinder's fun.
Oh, and yes, Tinder's fun. But I do think that there are so many better options nowadays. It's been so long. So when I do get back out there, I am excited to try the different ones Hinge and Bumble, and I don't know, I have to look some other ones up. Oh, what I was saying is that meeting people in real life, that would be ideal, the ideal scenario. But I'm not the kind of person that I don't really go out to bars. I don't go to parties. I'm a major homebody, and I am not
and you're busy, so it's hard to go out and meet people that way. So have you found when you did do online dating, did you find did you feel comfortable telling people oh, I'm curvy, I'm plus size, did you go about it that way, or was it through your pictures? How did you?
So that is such a good question.
Because I know there's options, and we kind of talked about this once. There's options where I don't know what they are now. I haven't done online dating since 2007, but it's been a while. But it was J-Date. I only did J-Date.
Okay. And I'm pretty sure my mother would not know what that is. That's for Jewish people.
It's a Jewish dating site. Yes.
Okay.
And it was quite the experience.
Okay. Yeah, I think some sites will let you choose your body type, and I am always 100% honest. But here's the thing, there is a fine line, because I'm
do I put that I'm curvy or do I put that I'm overweight? Like, or I think one site didn't say overweight. It said a little extra. Like a nice cherry on top way of saying overweight. And I was like, what do I put? Like, I'm curvy and I'm a little extra, like maybe a lot of extra right now, but I ended up just putting curvy. But one of the things that I made sure to do was be sure that I showed my legitimate body. Like, it was not just photo faces or photo pictures. It wasn't just like 3/4 up. Like, I put suit photos on there, swimsuit photos on there. Like, I want to make sure that, I think someone in the comments brought up catfishing.
Yes, exactly.
I did not want to do that because meeting them in person is like scary enough. Like, I couldn't imagine like going on a first date and like meeting someone and them being like, oh my God, you look nothing like your pictures.
Right.
That would be
like, and you want someone to be interested in who you really are.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Because then I think you're going to find more quality guy, you know, someone who's like, she's beautiful.
Yeah.
You know?
Someone said they recommend Coffee Meets Bagel. I actually think I tried that one right when I moved to New York because I was like, I love coffee. So,
so why not?
But I don't remember why I didn't feel like I had luck on that.
Let me say average or curvy because
Oh, because men fetishize women. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a thing. I haven't experienced that as much, but I have had friends that have, and so I was like, oh, that really is a thing.
Yeah, I've never experienced that either. I think because like before I moved to New York, like being in the Midwest, not that I don't think that there are like people who have fetishes in the Midwest, but I feel like where I came from, like Minnesota, North Dakota, like even Chicago, like I felt that the men there were always specifically looking for thin women.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I struggled because of that. Like, I honestly did not have my first boyfriend until I was 26.
Yeah.
So, because I dated like a tiny bit in college, but I was so focused on my career. And then I feel like the dates that I did go on from, what was the one I was on? OkCupid.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like ultimately, like I was ghosted once, and I don't remember what happened the other ones, but like, I feel like I have a great personality. So I was like, body.
You know what's funny is that we do feel like men want tiny women, but I read this article the other day, and the whole thing was, it was from Time magazine. It was all, men are totally hardwired by evolution to prefer curvy women, studies found. So they did a test on like over 100 men, and pretty much they said that they really are looking for curvy women, and that have a 45.5 degree butt back to bottom curve. But they said that it wasn't just having to do with the butt. It really had to do with like actually a woman and curves, and being able to carry a successful pregnancy.
I'm like,
isn't that crazy? So we think that like, oh, men they want a really skinny woman, but a lot of studies show the opposite.
well, where are these dudes?
I know.
Well, I think you found one.
I did, and it took a while because that wasn't always my experience. I would say I had one other guy that I was seeing that appreciated my body, but my boyfriend, luckily, like he's always been more attracted to curvy women, but he's dated smaller women as well, so it wasn't like a fetish thing.
Yeah.
But he's always like, you know, you're so beautiful, like you don't need to lose weight. We encourage each other to go to the gym and things like that, but I think that's completely different than being like, you need to lose weight or you don't look healthy, or I don't want the guy that I'm seeing to be telling me that I need to change. Like, that's the worst feeling ever,
Yeah.
I want him to look at me and think I am the most beautiful thing alive,
Yes.
And that he loves my curves or any of my, imperfections or perfect imperfections.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So
I would say my last two relationships, they were both very like supportive of my body. They loved my body. One did say though, and I feel like this was kind of like the nail in the coffin. He was very into Hunter McGrady and would like talk about her all the time. I'm like, well, I don't know how we got on the topic, but I was like, you know, Hunter McGrady is now like an 1820, like, because I think we were talking about weight or something like that. And
right.
I was like, what if I was like an 1820? Little did he know I was like a 16, 18 at that point. And he goes, well, hopefully we don't ever see that. And I was just like, I couldn't believe it, because after being with someone for so long who like just loved everything about my body, I was like, well, what the heck? Like, what if I were to get pregnant? Like, you know, like my body is going to change. Our bodies are all going to change. Even someone who's thin, you know what I mean? Like, you might meet someone who's in her 20s and she's thin. Her body could be 100% different in her 30s or in her 40s or after childbirth or whatever.
Yeah, your body completely changes after childbirth.
Yeah.
So, yeah, when men say things like that, to me, that's a huge red flag. I'm like, oh, ding, 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 you know?
Yeah.
I definitely have had experiences like that in college. I kind of had two experiences. One was a guy I met in an acting class, and he was kind of like a guy that I just dated throughout college. And he would always be like, you know, you would be so gorgeous if you just lost like 10, 15 pounds, like things like that. And I kept seeing him, and I kept like, you know, and I was like, yeah, like, you know, he's like, you just should work out a little more. Well, we went to the same school, and we know how much we were dancing and we're doing yoga and walking all over Chicago. It was crazy. So like, I couldn't have worked out more. And I was way smaller than I am now. I was probably like a size 10, 12. And I just remember him saying that, and I was like, oh, devilish. But I kept hearing that too, like from other people. So I just thought, okay, yeah, I just got to like keep doing this. But now I look back at that, I'm like, oh, how could you say that if I saw him now?
I know, like my first couple relationships I was ever in, like I look back and I'm like, my God, they were trash. Like, you know, one guy was like, oh, you know, I've never dated someone like you, but you're so nice. And I'm like, what do you mean like me? He was like, you know, well, I usually date like thinner people and they tend to be really bitchy, but you're so nice, so it makes it worth it. And I was like,
oh my God,
he did not last long.
But yeah,
like I stayed with him for a while after that. That would never fly now, because
no,
I have like been with people who have really appreciated my body, and it makes a world of difference
in your entire life. It really does. Like at that point, like to me, it's not worth it to be with someone who doesn't love all of you, you know?
Yes.
It's just like, why are we wasting our time? Because this is me right now, and I'm okay with that, and I want you to think that I'm beautiful. And you know, there might be days that I don't feel beautiful, and you need to be the person that is lifting me up, not putting me down, you know?
Right. Exactly. And just even, and it could be not even about your body. Like I think I'd spoken in our last episode about me like feeling insecure without makeup on. It wasn't until my last two relationships that I felt comfortable like washing my face at night, like putting my skincare on, like being completely just bare. And oh my gosh, like relationships before then, like I would go to
never
makeup on, like I was freaking terrible. But so that's a huge, you know, like for me, that was huge. If I felt comfortable to be around that person, like that also then makes me feel confident to be naked around them or be in lingerie around them, you know?
And be your true self and just be you at your core, you know? So I know with a lot of women, society tells us we have to be smaller than the man, you know? And I think that's a big thing for curvy women, is like being in a relationship with a man that might be smaller than you. whether it's height or size.
Yeah. That was.
Have you ever experienced that?
Well, that was 183 women said they were afraid of being bigger than their partner. So my last relationship, he was a lot smaller than me. Like, he was shorter than I was, and like thinner, much thinner than I was, and he was really fit. And I had never dated anyone like that before. And, you know, at first I was kind of like, this is not my type, because I always thought my type is the person that is going to be larger than I am, because that's what society tells you it should be.
Right.
And so he never made it a thing. And like, you know, he even said, like, you can wear heels if you want. Like,
I love that.
If you want to wear heels, like, you could totally wear heels, you know? Like,
do it.
I don't know if I ever did, because that still was like an insecurity of mine, because I did have a boyfriend once say, I'm 5'10", he was 6 feet tall, and he was like, well, you know, men really like shorter women because they like to feel like they are masculine and they're the protector. But I look back on that and I'm like, that's your insecurity.
Exactly. That is 100% his insecurity. It has nothing to do with you.
Yes. So if you are with a guy that is smaller than you and there's an issue about it, that's on him.
Yeah.
What about you?
So until I started dating Vaughn, I would say every other guy was bigger than me. But Vaughn, when we first started dating, he's like very muscular, but I would say we're similar in size as far as like weight or, you know, measurement type thing. Not that we're, you know, but like, yeah, we're like, he's about the same. And so for me, because he was so muscular and things like that, but not like big I don't know, he's more athletic muscular.
Fit.
Yes, it was very different for me. Because, and like, even when he was holding me, I felt so big. For the first time, but he loved it. And so it took a second for me to like get used to being with a man that like I was bigger in a sense, you know. So it took a second, but now I'm like, yes.
Is he you?
He's 6'2".
Okay, so,
and I'm 5'9".
So he like probably like body mass wise, I mean, maybe not.
Yeah, we're about the same body mass wise, but I'm definitely like, yeah, he's taller than me.
Yeah, I would say that it did take some getting used to. Also because my past relationship, like, he loved my body, and like he would just loved everything about it. And I remember he would be like laying in bed and he would like touch or try to rub my stomach, and that is my biggest.
Me too. Like, what are you doing?
I hate it. It feels so uncomfortable to me. And he would be like, that is like a loving spot to caress someone. And I'm like, maybe if you're pregnant.
For who?
No, maybe if you're like, oh, I feel the baby kick, but I don't have a baby in there. Maybe a burrito.
Yeah,
and so
definitely a burrito.
That was one thing that we kind of had to work through, because he was like, you know, I want you to feel confident. Like, I want to feel like I don't have to be like careful if my hand like brushes your stomach. And I'm like, okay, I will work on it. So I did try, you know, it got better over time, but it still was an area that I just like, I mean, I don't care.
Yeah, you instantly like try to like,
yes,
you know, suck in, or like, because I do the same thing. That's something that Vaughn does that no one else, and none of my other partners had done. And I was like, this is so weird. I don't like this.
Yeah.
Like, because, you know,
especially
I think like, my stomach's my insecurity. So
yeah.
So I was kind of like, ugh. But yeah, I mean, over time you start to get used to it more.
Yeah.
If you trust the person.
Right. Trust is a major thing.
Yeah.
I want to like look at these and see if, one of the questions was, I'm scared to be naked in front of him.
That is definitely a thing.
Someone had answered or said that in the poll on Instagram.
Have you ever felt that?
Oh God, yeah. Not
yeah.
recent relationships, but prior, like when I was still in my 20s, like I was so insecure. Like Absolutely. Like, lights had to be off all the time. Like, I just did not feel comfortable. No way. And I think, honestly, like, for me, I think age helped. And I also think finding someone that was like all in, like, really helped too. The relationship that I had before coming to Minnesota, it was like I could be my total 100% self with him, and that was like a huge turning point for me.
Yeah.
It changed the game because it put the bar high for like, this is how I should feel around a man. I should be this comfortable. And I think now, if I were to come across a relationship or a person where I didn't feel comfortable, I'd be like, is this me, or is this something that they're doing to
to make you feel that way?
So
yeah. And if you're just starting out in a relationship, I think it's normal to like feel a little uncomfortable. I think everyone does, you know, at first, like, oh, he's gonna see me naked, or like, you know, and we all have insecurities no matter what size you are.
Oh, yeah.
So but I think if you've been in the relationship for a while, and, you know, and you're not building up to, I don't know, maybe that's something that like either you you need more from your partner, you know, where they're giving you more positivity.
Yeah.
You know, and you can even ask for that. I think like it's really important to be like, listen, like, I'm really insecure about my stomach, like, and I've told like Vaughn that at times, like, I'm really insecure about it. He's like, no, like, come here, like, you are, and he'll be like, you're beautiful, like, stop, you know. So I think it's really finding that trust with your partner, and then talking about the things that, you know, you are insecure about.
Yeah, definitely. I think that if you are in a relationship, that's something that you should be able to talk about. Tell them what you need. It's like the 5 love languages thing. That is like, if you need some words of affirmation and you need them to tell you, or even like physical touch, like if you need them to be affectionate with you or whatever it is, like, if they love you, if they care about you, they're going to be open to it. You know, like, think about if it was in the reverse. Like, if
exactly
someone said, I have this insecurity, you would want to wash that away from them right away. You know? And that also brings me to a point where, like, if you are insecure about being naked, like, or if you're worried about, like, you know, having sex with them the first time, they're probably just as worried and nervous and could have the same insecurities.
Exactly. And men, I think we forget sometimes, we think that it's only us that have the insecurities, but men definitely do have their insecurities. And like, yes, it's just like, they're human too.
They're not alone as much as we sometimes may think they are, but
right.
I think that they definitely have some stuff that they have to go through as well. Yeah,
for sure. Yeah. Like, even if they are super fit or anything, you know, like, everyone does have their insecurities.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. Did you want to maybe go to the questions that we got?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So the first one is, so we'll go through these questions, and then I think there's like a ton of people in the comments asking really good questions. So please hold. We will 100% get to those. I want to talk to you all about everything because I need inspiration myself. So, okay. The first question was, what is the best dating website? And I don't know if I can answer that. Maybe that's something like, you know, once I'm ready to get back out there, like if we wanted to touch base on this again, I can like give you my feedback. Otherwise, we have an influencer that's worked with us at CoEdition. Her name is on Instagram, Sassy Confetti, Alex Stewart. Her and her friend Nikki have a podcast called Swipe Fat, and I have been binging it lately.
Is it so good? That sounds amazing.
So good. They do not hold back about anything. It is so so good. Even though you're in a relationship, like it is so.
No, I still love hearing all the juice.
Yeah, it's like 2+ gals living in Chicago. One's in her 20s and one's in her 30s, and they're telling all about their dating experiences. And like, I think like if I ever thought that I had like crazy weird experiences, no, compared to them, it's like jaw dropping. So they know anything and everything about all the dating websites. So I would recommend, if you are like starting your journey into that, go check out Swipe Fact. I'll put it in the caption. They have so much good information. I tell you, it's definitely worth your while.
I'm definitely going to listen because
Yeah.
it just sounds fun.
It's really good. The second one is, what if he hates what I look like in person? So I had seen someone in the comments ask this question. This would be called catfishing, I guess, where a guy or someone meets someone in real life and they feel like they don't look like their photos. And like, you're catfished. Or
Mm-hmm.
But
I think like what you said, really just making sure that your photos represent you well, so that, you know, you set yourself up for success, you know, that it's a guy who really is interested in you. You're showing who you are, you know?
Right. And, you know, it would be so easy for me to, when I start doing the online dating stuff, to like just put all my modeling photos.
Right.
But I'm going to consciously not do that because I certainly do not look like that all the time. So
right.
I might like, you know, pepper in 1 or 2 so they'd be like, oh, she's clearly a model. But I want them to know like what I look like on a daily basis. Like maybe I won't like be super schlubby, but I'll be a little bit more realistic.
Yeah, a little more relaxed, a little more chill.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, just make sure that you are authentic. Make sure your pictures are updated. You know, like for me, even a year ago, like I gained a lot of weight over 2020 pandemic, and it's like, I want to make sure that I represent what I look like now, not what I did a year ago.
Yeah.
You know, like I want to put my best foot forward so that there's no surprises. So I would say, to avoid that, this person not liking what you look like in person, just give as much information out there in the beginning, you know?
Yeah.
And I also heard that dating websites now let you do short videos or boomerangs.
Oh,
so like you
who knew?
Really get a feel, because I feel like video shows even more of what a person's body looks like.
And your mannerisms, it shows you more, you know?
Yeah,
yeah, that's really smart.
And I do think in past profiles, I have often said, I will absolutely let them know how tall I am. I do not want to match with a man who's shorter than me and who is insecure about that. And I think probably moving forward, I'll just like probably be like,
go with that.
Tall and curvy, you know, like I want to be 100% straightforward. So
right. I think that's really important.
The next question is, not single, but how can I spice up my love life?
Oh.
Jane,
now this question I really like. Well, I would say, I mean, I think always when you spend quality time together and like have date nights and things like that, and actually like spend time together, like where it's just the two of you, not your phones, not this and that one thing can lead to another and things get exciting, you know. I think time's really important. But I don't know, spice up I mean, there's lots of things. I mean, lingerie is always the thing. I know with CoEdition, we have the best lingerie.
Oh my God, we do. We have an incredible selection.
We do, actually. And it is really hard to find lingerie for curvy girls. So when I started working there, I was like, oh my gosh, they have so much lingerie. And so I think that always helps spice it up, you know?
Yeah.
And have a few options, you know?
Yeah, I think.
Or maybe, I know that like if we go on like a little day trip or something like that and like stay at a hotel, that's always fun. Things like that.
Yeah, that's
You know,
a great idea. Little,
to like spice it up, like change things around from your everyday stagnant.
yeah,
You know.
yeah,
Yeah.
like a little change of scenery. Like I love
Exactly.
going upstate and like getting a little Airbnb. It's just like so.
Yeah.
I
I think that always makes it fun.
Yeah. I also think like if you're feeling like stuck or in a rut, what I have done in the past is like I will go get my hair done, I will get my nails done, I will get a new outfit, I'll buy some lingerie so that I am feeling like like feeling
Good.
like listen to Lizzo or some music that really pumps you up.
Comes to that. Yeah.
And go from there, because once you're feeling yourself, then you can really like, you know, take that into your relationship. I don't want to get into anything that's, you know, not safe for work.
I know. I was like, I could go here, I could go here.
Yeah. But, you know, send him like a fun, cute little flirty text, or, you know, like plan a date that, you know, maybe you guys have never done before. Like, it's so silly and stupid, but have dinner, have a picnic, put down a blanket in the middle of your living room and like eat dinner on the blanket like you're having a picnic or something.
Yes. Build a tent, build a fort.
Yes.
You know, things like that.
Yes, like maybe get some new bath products and be like, let's try these tonight. You know?
Yes, let's take a bath.
Exactly. So there are so many things that you could do. Just the biggest thing is just have fun with it. Relationship can be fun. You know, and if it like turns out to be like a total fail, then you guys can laugh about it later.
Exactly.
I
think we gave good ones.
I think
that was good. Yeah.
Ones that were like, you know, safe for work, but still,
right.
You know,
exactly.
Use your imagination, ladies.
Yes.
The next question is, how can I be more confident? And we just did an episode on finding your confidence, so I recommend go and watch that episode. It's episode 5. You can find it on Facebook. You can find it on our YouTube. We talk about so many different things that correlate from, you know, feeling confident in your body, feeling confident in your relationship, your workspace, your friendships, like anything and everything. So go watch that. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I think that's a good one.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like an hour long, so it gives a lot of things.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
And then the last one is, well, it's not really a question. She said, going to introduce my new guy to my friends, afraid he'll fall for my thin best friend.
Oh.
That's a bummer.
Well, you know, my thing is if he's a really good guy, then he's really truly into you, then he's not going to even look at her. Like, yeah, I never see my boyfriend look at other women, you know?
Yeah.
Like if he is looking at other women, then he's not the right guy. So
yeah, I think there are 2 problems here. The first one is that she may be worried that her man has wandering eyes. Like, you shouldn't feel that. You shouldn't feel that way. And then the second one is she must like really think that like because her friend is thinner, that her friend is more worthy of love.
Worthy. Right.
Yeah, or that
which is not the case.
Super insecure. You know, my best friend growing up was thin. She was a thin dancer, like so tiny. We were the same height. And she was the thin version and I was the thick version. And I'll be honest, like I've been there, you know? Like, but first and foremost, your friend, if she's your best friend, would never, ever like
never
think about even doing anything. And to be honest, like it sounds like, okay, this is a new guy. If that happens, goodbye.
Bye. See you later. On to the next person.
Yes. But
yeah.
Think about why you're actually feeling this. Is it because of your own insecurities, or is it because of something he's giving off that he would stray, or like is he doing something to cause you this worry?
Yeah.
Figure that.
And I think really being cognizant of those red flags is really important, you know?
it's really hard in the beginning. I feel like if you are like super into the guy and like it's hard to like catch those red flags. So maybe like discuss it with your friend prior. Tell her like I'm feeling this way. Like I just want to be honest, like, you know, maybe get her input or something. And if it does happen to be like him putting off something that's making her feel this way, maybe your best friend can help you identify that red flag. Right. It's hard in the beginning when like it's all like super honeymoony and
yeah, you're like, this is great, this is perfect, like nothing's wrong, but then something little happened, you'd be like, oh, it was nothing, you know?
Yeah.
And you're like, wait. And later on, maybe you're thinking, I should have paid attention to that.
Right.
Because that really gave a lot away.
Yeah. I've definitely like looked back on things and I was like,
oh, me too. Where I'm like, Jamie, what were you thinking? Like, this couldn't have been a bigger red flag.
Oh man, I think just like, you know, dating in general, to have like your group of friends that you can talk with, you know, things about is so important. Like, definitely when I start dating, I'm 100% going to be like, Jamie, telling you all about it. Like, what do you think? Tell me your honest opinion.
Yes. And then I want to meet him and I'll be like, okay, I'm going to ask you 20 questions now.
Yeah.
Are you good enough for Ashley?
Yeah. You got to get your butt to the East Coast, babe. Okay. Let's go through the comments because we've had a lot of, oh, where'd they go? I think I just like accidentally swiped off all the comments. Do you see them?
I see some of them, but it's being really weird.
Oh no.
Okay, from the beginning, I kind of see.
You might have to read them because, like, I don't know what happened, but all of my comments are gone.
I recommend Coffee Meets Bagel. We saw that. I always say average or curvy because I find men fetish women. Sorry, I can't see. I have the worst eyes, so you have to see my forehead for a second. Oh no, I lost it. Okay. Curvy because I find men fetish women listed as BBW or full figure and don't realize how average people's size actually is.
BBW. I always forget what that means, but that means big, beautiful women.
Yes.
I've never dated anyone that had that fetish. I don't know how
bodies change. Your mom said, yeah, bodies change. They change with age. Older you get, the more those girls shag.
Thank
Amanda Day said, definitely a lot harder on myself 70 pounds ago. I am totally confident, whether short and crop tops now. All in the mind. Stay confident and no man could dare comment rudely about you. That's right. Confidence is key.
I agree with that. When I was probably like 40 to 50 pounds lighter, like in college, I was so much harder on myself than I am now.
Yeah, I feel like the older I get, the more confident I get.
Yeah. Thank God.
I know, right?
Thank God.
Amanda D also said, I once dated a guy who was like 135 pounds, but we liked each other, so it was okay. Personality outweighed everything.
I got him back.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Because now I can stop looking at my forehead.
I wrote, to try to get it to go back. Okay.
But did you like that you could see so up close and personal?
Heck yeah, girl, you got beautiful skin. So someone said the feminine shape is just so beautiful. The more of it, the better. I would say, like, my past relationship, he did say, because he was someone who dated like thin, curvy, all types of women, but he was just like, I love curvy women because they just are so feminine to me. And
I love that.
to me, that's just like, it's just beauty, you know, like you're soft, your skin is soft, your body is soft. And I was like, definitely I'm soft. Let's see. I'm deaf. Someone said, I'm definitely always bigger than my men. Although I think it's fairly common for women to weigh more than men because we carry it well. Yeah, I think it's becoming more common to see mixed weight relationships. And I think it's becoming more acceptable. Because I feel like, you know, me growing up, like in the 2000s, that it was, people were a lot harsher back then, you know?
I agree. Yeah. I think it has gotten better.
I agree. Yeah. Same gal said, my current boyfriend might be the same size as me, but he looks bigger and definitely a foot taller. This is the first time I've felt little. I don't know if I've ever felt little with someone.
Yeah. I dated someone that was like 6'7", so that made me feel little, but that was like it.
Oh yeah, I did go on a date with a guy in college once that was 6'7". I remember having to like be on my tiptoes to kiss him, and that was crazy.
You're like, what is this?
That was crazy, but that didn't go anywhere. So,
so there's that.
Someone says, I'm from Minnesota. Woo woo. Kelly
Yes.
Harris. She said, my husband loved every curve of my body. Aw, he did not like skinny women. He did not like skinny women ever. Granted, wait, I'm confused. I gained about 70 pounds in the last 30 years since we've been together. Yeah, that happens all the time. Like people's bodies change.
We fluctuate, you know, it's normal.
Yeah, definitely. The counter,
but I love that he just loves her curves. That's how it should be, in my opinion, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Someone said, what if, someone said the counter question to the IG question of what if he hates you? What if he doesn't like the way you look in person? She said, what if you hate how he looks?
That's right.
Don't give him all the satisfaction. Because I do think that women are a lot better at creating profiles than men are. Like men, I sometimes like wonder, what were you thinking when you put this photo on your profile? Like strange, weird selfies, just so weird. And I feel like it tells a lot about a person, which is bad, but like, I don't know. Someone said another great way to meet potential partners post-COVID is join clubs, meetups, go places you've never been, like an open mic or a festival or a poetry slam. See, that is a lot.
That's so cute.
Than say like going to the club. Like, oh my God, maybe I don't even.
I'm the same. I am not a club person. Like, sure, maybe if I'm like in a city with my friends, like sure, but yeah. I'm like an hour there. I'm like, okay, it's my time to go.
Yeah,
that was fun.
I'm more of like, let's go hit a pottery class.
Yeah.
Or like a wine and like painting night or something, you know?
Yes, I want to be able to talk, you know? I don't know.
Absolutely. Even when in my 20s, I was never a club kind of person.
Me neither. Or even like a party person, like where you were like in a small apartment with a million people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My mother said, this is very interesting. Even though I've had the same love of my life for 47 years, he has always told me I'm beautiful no matter what my size. I'm a lucky lady. Go, Dad. Heck
yes. That is so sweet.
And honestly, like my mom probably wouldn't care that I said this, but she has fluctuated in the time of her marriage, like up and down, like 100+ pounds.
Same with my mom. Yeah. And my dad's the same way. He's like, you're beautiful. You're beautiful.
Yeah.
And I really believe that's how it should be. 100%.
And because of that, that's how my brother is. And I love my brother so much. Like I consider him like one of my best friends. And I like, it sounds weird, but I always say like, when someone says like, what are you looking for in a man? I'm like, I want to find someone who's like my brother. Just like,
but that's the biggest compliment, you know,
like similar qualities, you know, anyway. Oh, it's Amanda, the clearance budgetista. Oh, hi, Amanda. I'm sorry. I kept saying her like comments, and I thought it was it said a man and then last name duh. I like
mine said that too.
I'm missing something here. Okay. She said, "You ladies are so great. Thanks for another great live." Oh, thank you.
Oh, that is so sweet. Thank you.
Well, I will definitely let you know, Jamie, when I start dating. I have a lot of things to do before then. Like, I'm moving to a different borough here in New York City, and I just like, like getting out of a relationship, especially one that's like 3.5 years long. It was my longest relationship. It's very destabilizing. And, to go from seeing a person or talking to a person every single day, someone who you would consider like your best friend. And I will tell you, like, it ended amicably, but it was very sad, and I miss him a lot. And so it's definitely something that like takes time. And
that's exactly what it is. It's time, but it's it's agony when you're going through it. You're like, has it been a year yet so I can be over this already and not go through the pain right now?
But I feel like when I do get back out there, like, it's going to be taking on New York dating is going to be completely 100% new to me. Because even though I've been on the sites, like, he was the only person that I ever, like, we went on 3 dates, like, I'm deleting all my profiles. Like, thank God I met a good one, like, right off the bat.
Right.
So who knows? I hear dating in New York City is a little cray-cray.
I hear the same thing, but I think it'll be really good for you. I think it'll be fun, and I think you'll end up finding a really good guy if that's what you want, like, at the end of it,
Yeah, I definitely want to get married and have a baby. So
yeah,
that's my goal. Like, I'm not looking for like just like a hookup. I'm looking for a husband.
Okay, we're gonna find you one.
I'm looking for that. So
when I move to the East Coast, I'll be like, so Vaughn, I need you to find Ashley a boyfriend. I need you to. This is what we're looking for.
Absolutely. So it'll be very, very interesting. I'm gonna continue listening to that podcast, Swipe Fat. It is just a wealth of information. It's like pure gold. 100% recommend it. Again, I'm going to put it in the caption down below. Vaughn said, Jamie, you are the matchmaker.
I've only had one success story, but they got married.
Oh, wow. But quick story about you, because we didn't really like talk a lot about you. Didn't you try to set Vaughn up with 2 of your friends?
I did.
Girl, oh my gosh. So wait, why didn't you at any point be like, wait, he's good for me though?
Well, I was taken at the time. So that was, but I was like, he is such a nice guy. And he like genuinely just wanted a really good girl. And I was like, okay, let me see. And I think I was just throwing things in the fire, hoping something stuck,
Yeah.
And then when I split up, we were friends, and he just kept calling and like checking up on me just as a friend. But then he started calling every day. And then I was like, he likes me. And so then I said, do you like me?
You said that?
And I did.
Oh my God, I love
He's
that.
like, yeah, but you just got out of a relationship, so I don't want to like, bombard you or anything. So I was like, no, you're it. Let's do this.
Oh my God, I love that so much.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So sometimes being forward is good, Just like get to it.
Yeah, definitely. I have thought about that too. Like, I don't think I've ever been anyone that like, as soon as I go through a breakup, will go and like just date a bunch of people and like meet a bunch of randoms. But I think like I will know deep down like when the time is right, and I'll be excited because I'll have my own new apartment. Like, it'll be a fresh start for me. And
That's such a good thing. Yes, that you're kind of changing your apartment and everything, you know?
Yeah. Well, I love my apartment now, but I have roommates and I feel like, it's time for me to get my own place. And it's just like that next life step. And hopefully I'll be able to have someone over that I can cook for and, do all the fun things, make some soup. I don't know if you guys saw Jamie's Instagram story today, but she made this amazing chicken tortilla soup, which now I am going to get their ingredients for next week and make because it looked
It's so good. It's my favorite.
One more question. What are you and Vaughn doing for Valentine's Day?
We're just bringing in food and just going to hang out at home. Low key this year,
Because it is so freaking cold there, right?
Oh my gosh. It has been like, I got in my car this morning, it was negative like 9. And I was like, my car was even like, like, no, not today, Jamie.
I do not miss that. Like, if anyone in New York, or even when I lived in Chicago, like, complained about the weather,
it's not like this.
No. And
there's nothing like that negative, like 20, negative 10, like.
Yep. It takes your.
Oh my God. Your nose hairs start like.
Yes.
It's bad.
Anyway. Well, I think this was fun. It got me out of my comfort zone. I think I love talking about dating. I think it's a super fun topic. I think it's like a fun, juicy topic. And thank you for bringing this idea to on the plus side. And sort of thank you for taking the lead with it. It was fun to talk with you, and definitely will keep you part of my journey. And who knows, maybe we'll do another episode in a couple of months or this summer or something, and I can update all of you guys on how life is as a single dating lady in New York City.
I love that. Yes.
Like, it makes me nervous even thinking about it. I'm such a nervous person when I go and meet new people, but
no, because you're so genuine and sweet and funny. Like, anyone would be lucky to spend a few hours with you on a date. So
thank you. You're very, very sweet. Well, this Valentine's Day, Penelope and I are going to be resting and relaxing and just
that's the best.
Probably cooking and chilling and snuggling. So
yes,
I
love that.
Have the best Valentine's Day with Vaughn.
Thank you, and I hope everyone does.
Yes,
the best Valentine's Day.
Everyone,
whether you're with girlfriends or your friends or just hanging out at home.
Yes, absolutely. Have a day of love for yourself.
For real.
We
deserve it.
Yes. Being in love is freaking awesome, but being in love with yourself, that
is the best.
The tops. It feels so good. So
it's the bee's knees.
Our confidence episode from last week, if you need a little bit of help on that front. And I don't know yet what our episode is for next week, but stay tuned. I will let you all know. And it was so good to chat with you, as always, Jamie.
You too. Thank you so much.
Yes, it's such a delight, and I'm so happy we could have this fun conversation. So
I know. Okay.
I will let you all go. Thank you so much for tuning in. Happy Valentine's Day. And I hope you all are well and staying warm.
Yay. Bye.
Bye, everyone.